God Almighty, come on in. What's up? What's good? What's popping? What's cracking? What's percolating? What's really good in the hood? It is your man, Theo Butler, and welcome to another awesome episode of I Ain't Saying, I'm Just Saying. With the Rock With Me Nation. Yeah, man, y'all play that up, man. Oh, man, this episode today is going to remind y'all kind of like a Sesame Street back in the day. Shout out to all the cats my age used to watch Sesame Street back in the day. Today's episode of Sesame Street is dedicated to the word propaganda. Before we begin, like, share, subscribe. If you like, leave a comment. If you don't like, leave a constructive comment. You want to cuss me out, tell me I'm halfway crazy, you do that too. I'm prepared for that. I am. I said I want all the smoke in 2022 when it comes to recasting T'Challa and honoring Chadwick Boseman. I want all the smoke. All of it, yeah. So, before we begin, like, share, subscribe. I already said all that and everything like that. I said propaganda. Y'all see the title. Dear Marvel and everybody else you got working for y'all, propaganda, that's not going to work. Let me help y'all out. So, give just some backdrop into me, because members of the Rock With Me Nation, some of y'all know me, some of y'all don't. So, I like to read. I do. I like to read. So, when it came time to make some choices, some life decisions upon graduating high school, my grades for college wasn't really that good. Nobody told me about junior college. If they would have, I would have went to junior college. Nobody ever mentioned junior college. Anyway, I joined the Marine Corps. Everybody and their mama from where I was joining the Army. I didn't like the Navy uniforms. And the Air Force, well, they said I wasn't good enough for them either. Kind of like college. But I joined the Marine Corps, which, if you knew me back in high school, you never saw me joining the Marine Corps. You saw me maybe joining the Air Force. Definitely not the Marine Corps. Because in high school, I wasn't considered a tough guy. Exactly. Wasn't considered crazy either. I was considered strange, unusual. Because well, hell. Anyway, nevertheless, joining the Marine Corps, my military occupational specialty was legal specialist, 4421. Uniform code of military, justice, office hours, court-martial packages. I wanted to know everything about the legal system. I did. But in being a Marine, we did have to study the art of war. We did. You come across all kind of stuff. Propaganda. Yeah. Those members of the Rock With Me Nation that are members, veterans of the military and everything, active duty military personnel, you can't help but learn this stuff. It's part of your indoctrination. You reading stuff that you wouldn't have read if you hadn't joined the Marine Corps, joined the military. Yeah, you are. So, I also happened to go see Malcolm X. And one of the things that Malcolm X talked about, played by Denzel Washington, is learning the English language. Becoming astute, adept at the English language. Because, see, sometimes you can read stuff and not know exactly what you're reading. You just make an assumption. So, when I went to college, my major is creative writing with a minor in communications. Full transparency. If I go back to Florida State and take French 2 and French 3, I have my bachelor's degree. I don't want to take French 2, French 3, because last time I checked, I ain't from France. Neither my ancestors. And they don't offer a course in any foreign language in the continent of Africa. No college does, to my knowledge, in America. I find that odd. But that ain't what this video is about. Spent 4 minutes, way too long. Propaganda. Do y'all know the definition of propaganda? Do you think you know the definition of propaganda? I'll help you out. As a noun, the first definition: information, especially of a biased or misleading nature, used to promote or publicize a particular political cause or point of view. They give an example. He was charged with distributing enemy propaganda. Here's another statement. We're doing this out of respect to Chadwick Boseman. Second example. A committee of cardinals of the Roman Catholic Church responsible for foreign missions, founded in 1622 by Pope Gregory the 15. I'm going to go back to this first one, though. The dissemination, information, especially of a biased or misleading nature, used to promote or publicize a particular political cause or point of view. That is the textbook definition of propaganda. Let's go back to right after Chadwick Boseman passed in 2020. Nate Moore, because I'm going to do this timeline for you so y'all can get an idea of what propaganda is. Nate Moore had a conversation one-on-one with Ryan Coogler as to what to do with the character of T'Challa. He didn't talk to anybody else. Derek Boseman made a statement, did an interview on December 8th. He did. It never got publicized. It never caught wind. It was never communicated by anybody. But now Kevin Feige made a statement on December 10th. Some of y'all gonna say it was pre-recorded. I give two damns if it was recorded on December 1st. I know Nate Moore and Ryan Coogler made their decision before Kevin Feige took the stage. Kevin Feige took the stage based off that conversation between Nate Moore and Ryan Coogler. Kevin Feige took that stage on December 10th, whether it was pre-recorded or not, aware of what Derek Boseman said. What he did was got out in front of the narrative as soon as possible. Propaganda. Then they sent their flying monkeys. You think it's as easy as everybody has been able to come across leaked footage, leaked video, leaked pictures, screenshots, come across all this information in regards to Letitia Wright, come across this latest information with the young lady, who played Nakia. She coming down with COVID. You think they knew all that? They're able to tell us right then and there what's going on with all these actors, but nobody knew about Derek Boseman? No, that was suppression of information. That was deliberate. That was a billion-dollar media corporation flexing their muscle to silence the brother. That was deliberate. It was propaganda. Look it up. You think it was by design that Grace, Vox, Mastertainment, and everybody and their mama said everything they could about, hey, this was out of respect to Chadwick Boseman? What did Vox tell you? Vox said he couldn't think of a more honorable way. And Mastertainment sat right beside him, just smiling, laughing, and giggling and everything, and agreeing. Yes, a bossing. Yes, a bossing. Yeah, that's what they did. You think they didn't know that Derek Boseman's statement was out there? Suppression of information. We see this all the time in the legal field. We see this out in the real world. Suppression of information. That's what that was. And they put their own spin on it. We've experienced this personally in our lives. When somebody has not gotten our side of the story, but they're telling us what they heard somebody else said about an incident that took place involving us before we even said anything. That's what Marvel did. Propaganda. I asked a young member of the Rock With Me Nation, I said, for those of y'all that say y'all don't want T'Challa recast, what are y'all saying if Kevin Feige, what are you saying if Derek Boseman's statement is the first thing you come across? What are you saying if the second thing you come across is Kevin Feige saying, out of respect to the family, after communicating with the family, realizing the actor's wishes, we will be recasting T'Challa? What's y'all mindset? Have an honest conversation with yourself. If your mind would have been affected differently if Kevin Feige comes to the stage and says we're doing this out of respect to the family, you need to know that was deliberate. It was propaganda spin. If your mind was adjusted, affected by what was said, and right now, if you find yourself disparaging Derek Boseman, you got caught up in that propaganda. The intention of propaganda is to go with, is that humans, more often than not, if something is said first, loud, And frequently, that'll be the thing we lock in on. Let me say it one more time. If something is said first, loud, i.e. promoted, which is what it was, and frequently enough, Grace said it, Vox said it, Comic Book Cast said it. Who else was saying go see the movie? Who else was telling us how awesome this movie was going to be? Who else was telling us that they were doing it out of respect to the family? Only for us to find out that they never spoke to the family. Now, here's why that propaganda spin matters. Because some of us, if it's said first, loud enough, and frequently enough, common sense no longer comes into play. I don't give a damn if I mention your name now. Lonely Banter, common sense. Lonely Banter, you can say whatever you want to. But you know what, brother? Real G talk. If somebody knows you well enough, how they gonna take a stranger's word over the person that you kicking it with? Because that's what you were trying to imply. Ignorantly enough, but that's what you were trying to imply. Well, hell, that's what they did. It got to the point by the time Derek had spoke. Now, mind you, this is the sad part. Lonely Banter, Derek spoke on December 8th, 2020. You only reacting off of what Derek Boseman said to TMZ in 2021. Where were you in 2020? December 8th of 2020, Lonely Banter. You were nowhere to be found. But you know who could be found, though? Grace, Vox, Comic Book Cast, Mastertainment, and everybody else to push that narrative for Marvel. And you got caught up in it. Everybody did. Press pause. Ask yourself, push that to the side, put it in a box. Ask yourself how you feeling if they say the exact opposite. Honest conversation with yourself. Ask yourself how you feeling if they would have said the exact opposite. If Kevin Feige comes out on December 10th and says this, we are recasting. It's fine if you saying, Theo, I'm gonna still feel the same way. But if there is a speck of doubt as to what you would have thought if they would have said something completely opposite on December 8th, I'm gonna say on December 10th, you need to know you're easily swayed. That's fine. But you're easily swayed, and I'm able to tell you this, by people who used a military strategy. That's why I said I was in the Marine Corps, legal specialist, military. You got played by people that used a military strategy to turn you against your own. They did that in World War II. People waged publicity campaigns, smear campaigns, and propaganda all day, every day, and twice on Sunday. And they did it specifically with this one actor and this one character in ways they've never did it before. You need to ask yourself, why Chadwick Boseman? It was because of his prevailing message. He was about increasing our status, not maintaining the status quo. I ain't saying, I'm just saying. Peace.